Welcome back to the Inter Realms, a Minecraft podcast where we rewind, replay, and recap the adventures of the Inter Realms Community SMP. We are your hosts. I'm SB.
And I am the Timid Terry, and in today's episode, we will be talking about what we crafted in May 2025. All right, let's kick this thing off with some celebrations. We had a lot of people reaching different milestones this month, and we're so excited for all of them. So from Twitch, we had Troge reached 1,200 followers on Twitch. That is absolutely insane.
That is.
So proud of Troge for all of the work he's been doing. He had a recent subathon over on his channel, so if you missed that, there was a lot of fun redeems. Feel free to go back and watch the VOD. But of course, Troge, congratulations on 1,200 Twitch followers. We also had Mummy Sparklecraft reach 300 Twitch followers. Congratulations to Mummy. Doylan Millar reached 250 Twitch followers. Absolutely incredible. And then Cobble K, already up to 200 Twitch followers. I feel like she just started streaming, just reached affiliate, just reached 150. She is growing so fast.
Well, not to be on with that, she also had 600 YouTube subscribers. And I believe on TikTok, one of her videos has over 2,000 likes and nearly 150,000 views.
That is absolutely amazing. She makes the most incredible builds, and her videos show them off very well. So yes. I'm not surprised to see that on her YouTube and her TikTok. But we're really excited to see her growing and everyone else in the Inter Realms as well.
I know, I think at least 3 different times people have gone into her streams to see my dragon that I stole from her.
Yes.
It's awesome.
It's cool that she can show off that on the Inter Realms server, right? She made it in creative not to be brought in, but is able to show it off on the server, which is pretty cool. If anybody is not already following these incredible folks on their different platforms, please make sure to check out our website, interrealmssmp.com. Got all of our content creators and our players listed on there with all of their links. And of course, make sure to check out and follow all of the Inter Realms social media as well. We are on Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. There is a link in the description below with all of those links in there, so be sure to check that out as well.
And while we're doing celebrations real quick, you're having a subathon soon too, yes?
I am, yes. June 15th, I am having my very first ever subathon. I am so excited. I've got some really awesome and a little bit scary goals that we're going to be working towards. So I'm really excited to see how that goes.
There will be chaos for sure.
There will be absolutely chaos. I'm planning on doing a few different things than what I normally do on my streams. So going to get some VR set up so I can play Beat Saber. We've been talking about that on various streams, and perhaps some hardcore Minecraft and some Legos. I recently went to the Lego store and saw really amazing things, but bought some really cool sets to put together, and I'm excited to put together one of them on my stream. Coming soon.
I'm not allowed in the Lego store.
Yeah, you would buy way too much.
I would. Oh, I'm going to make a last minute addition to celebrations. Can we just congratulate Diddy? During Troja's stream, Diddy played a horror game.
That is true. Oh my gosh, that was so funny as well.
Diddy. I'm so chaotic, and I scared him 6 times.
That was really fun to watch. We've been talking about getting Diddy on one of the more scary games for a while, and he played Phasmophobia on Troja's subathon, and that was really awesome.
That was so much fun. I feel so bad for him.
He does not like scary things, so he may have needed to change his pants. I'll just say
3 times
after the stream. It was very fun to watch.
Okay, barring that introduction, you want to get on to the shops because we got a bunch to cover.
Yeah, May 2025, I swear, was all about shops. I was gone for a lot of this month traveling for work, and every time I looked at Discord, every time I saw somebody stream, they were working on a shop in the shopping district. And it's really awesome to see the shopping district getting filled up and coming to life. So we have a bunch of shops to tell you all about that just popped up in this last month. First of all, speaking of Cobble K, of course, she builds really incredible things. She currently is working on, or just finished up, a deco shop treetop is what it's called.
Yes.
It is a decor shop, and it sells all sorts of different decor items, bookshelves and lanterns and, oh gosh, all sorts of different decor things. Of course, the build is beautiful, large, in charge, and gorgeous. We love to see it.
And spoiler alert, she may be talking to someone else that does one of the shops for map art for a flyer for it.
Ooh, very cool.
It looks good. I'm gonna have to dibs one of those.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that we're using so much map art to do various different things in Minecraft. Such a cool way to personalize and put unique things,
That little bit extra.
unique art onto the server. Yeah, I love it. Without adding any mods either.
Yes, that's the best part.
Vanilla experience.
Vanilla plus.
Vanilla plus. Yes, that is what we say.
Plus the little things that matter.
Plus the little things. Yes, I love it.
Okay, before we move on, Cobble, I don't know if this is open yet, but it's there, and it's a candle shop, and she also did a video of this on TikTok, and it looks amazing. It's one of those old, what is that? What's the Christmas story with the ghosts? Christmas Carol?
Yes.
It's that old style candle holder lantern doohickey thing, but she built it in Minecraft. That's a technical term right there.
Yeah, it reminds me of a teacup on a plate, but it's got that little handle, and then the handle goes inside of the holder that's got the little handle and the I don't know, plate to catch all of the wax.
That's also a technical term.
Yes, the plate kind of.
The plate kind of.
Very technical term, but her candle shop is really, really cool, and I'm excited for that to open up soon.
Yes. And speaking of technical terms, do you wanna go with the next one? Because this one's gonna be big.
Oh yeah, very, very technical, very techwear. New open shop called Red's Techwear Redstone Shop, and also it's got a bonus shop in the bottom of it, the slime shop. So this was made by Enzyme, Furage, and Minor Thoughts for the slime. They all work together to design this and build it, and then, of course, stock it as well. So I actually think it's really cool that we have a couple of different people who are working together on shops.
Yes.
To be able to, one person kind of designs it, one stocks it, and they split the profits there. So this one's really cool because it's got little machines. Oh, and I'm going to forget what they're called, but they've got robo kits for sale for you to build your own robot. But you can see inside the shop that the robot are going around doing different tasks within the shop, stocking the trucks that are outside of the shop, and kind of doing everything in between. It's a really, really detailed build and very well done.
They sort of remind me of, I want to say BMO, not BMO, something else. Wally? The Eve from Wally.
Were you thinking of Repo?
No, Repo's that weird game that everybody's been playing now.
Yeah, that's true. But I think they have little robot people. I thought maybe that's what you were thinking of with BMO. But yeah, the little robots like in Wally.
The flying thing from Flubber. I will show my age, I swear.
Okay. All right. I like it. Yeah, it's a super cool build.
Oh, they are Redstone engineering droids.
That is what Reds stands for.
Yes. And they made it so you can get a kit to make your own little droid, which I think is kind of cool.
Very cool. They have a lot of Redstone related stuff in stock at the shop. And then, like I mentioned, downstairs is the slime side of it as well, supplied by Minor Thoughts. So I actually really liked too that they brought Minor into it. Minor's been really focused on our podcast side of things. So shameless plug here, if you have not checked out our other podcasts within the Inter Realms podcast network, we have several other ones. So if you go to our website, interrealmssmp.com/podcast, you can see all those podcasts there. But Minor Thoughts has been really focused on the podcast side of things. It hasn't been as focused on playing on the server and building on the server. So it was nice to bring him into this shop and kind of give him a reason to come back and help supply the slime.
Yes. Let's see, we've got a Mika build, a foliage emporium, so you could buy all the leaves you don't want to have to harvest yourself. That's gonna be a good one too, because nobody likes climbing trees just for leaves.
That'll be really nice to have all of the leaves. I know a lot of folks use leaves in their terraforming and decorating. I think that'll be an awesome shop to be able to go buy all those different things.
I'm slowly learning to use leaves and more things, so that's great. I'm not sure if that one's open yet, though. I think it's soon.
No, I do believe it's open.
Oh, okay.
I believe that one is, finished and open. And, sticking on this theme of decor and decorations, we also had a new shop pop up from Caffeinated Owl, the clock shop. So it's a big clock tower. It sells clocks and other related type decorations, which I think is pretty cool. Clocks are one of those things in Minecraft that I think are underutilized.
Very much so. I'm going to need one of those.
Yeah. As someone who halfway lives in a cave, right? Our storage area is in the caves, and as are several of our farms.
Yep.
I think we should put up a bunch of clocks all around the place.
No, we should.
That would help us know whether or not we need to sleep. But very cool build from Owl. Really excited to see that one come up on the server as well. We're getting a lot of tall builds now. Starting to see the shopping district tower over everything else.
Yeah, and it's getting utilized width-wise too. We made it a couple of passes that we're like, oh, well, just in case. And just in case is happening.
Yep, absolutely.
But speaking of your no sleep thing, and TNT, because it's funny, Sling's map art store is open. So you can design, like I said, Cobble's doing one, but you can design any map art sort of related imagery you want. Like maybe if you're doing a prank, you want a specific logo or something.
Yeah. So I think she's got the service to help out, kind of personal orders.
Yes.
But then she's also got some bulk supplies, as well. And tell them what the actual build itself looks like.
It's what is it? One of those modern art places? I forget the name. It's like, it's very white and glassy and like modern. I think there's a word for it, but I'm not design challenged.
Gallery.
Art gallery. There we go.
You mean like what's written in our
the third word that I couldn't read? Yes.
Right in front of you. No.
The modern art gallery.
The modern art gallery. Yeah, it's a super cool build. We don't have a ton of modern builds on the server.
The modern is hard to do.
It is hard to do. I think it's cool to have so many different styles of build. I have not tried to do modern in the past. So I think she did a really good job of creating that art gallery. And then as she creates more and more map art, she'll be able to put it up on display. So it's kind of the, walk through, you see the art gallery, and then you can select and make copies of the map for your own use.
Do you think she would make a Starry Night image for me?
I bet so.
I'm gonna have to do that. That's the one artwork that I like.
That would be really cool. Thinking on the service side of things, Pyfro recently opened a shop that designs and builds bridges or paths in the overworld. It's called BOP, Bridges or Paths. And I like the way that he did it too. So in our shopping district, we've got a couple of rivers and waterways that kind of flow through. And we had very temporary paths that were going over those, and always said, we'll make the bridges nice someday. We've got nice paths that are going through, but the bridges themselves, we didn't build any bridges to start off the world. So he built a nice bridge, and right in the middle of it, he's got his little pop-up shop for bridges or paths, BOP. And I think that's really cool. He's actually working on building me a bridge right now.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not very good at bridges. Something I'm still working on. So I'm really excited that he's going to be building that. I'm really excited to see what he comes up with.
I just got struck with inspiration, so he may be busy for a while.
I love that. I love to think about all the different people who have ideas, and as folks are making these shops, I think that's one of the things we're seeing is, I hadn't thought about using blank in my builds, or hiring somebody to do whatever, a bridge, a path. And so it just gets more people involved with one another.
Yes.
And gets everybody interacting with each other too.
And he's also, he did that shop, but he also did Brutus's garage sale, which, if I'm thinking right, it's nether-based stuff.
Yes.
Those, what are they called? The bastions. It's bastion stuff.
Yes.
And I don't think he's not doing netherite, I don't think, but the rest of it. And if you've been around my base for more than 5 seconds, I'm going to be shopping there like 24/7.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. He's got, I can't recall what he calls it, but originally sourced Bastion Blackstone, something along those lines. He actually went to the Bastion and got the Blackstone by tearing down a Bastion, as opposed to just mining Blackstone in the nether and, turning it into whatever. He's actually going to them and taking it straight from the Bastions, which I think is pretty cool.
It's quoted as authentic Bastion bricks, gilded Blackstone, which I need a lot of, sport hunted gas and phantom goods, gold Piglin National Anthem discs, netherite upgrade, and much more. Oh, he's got netherite. Okay. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I saw, so he captured Brutus to put in there as well. So Brutus is on display for everybody to see. And because it's a garage, he keeps his motorbike in the garage. And I know he added a custom music disc to play the
Oh,
motorbike sound, which is pretty cool.
oh, I haven't heard that. I gotta go when we're done.
Yeah, some very cool, unique, and creative ways of doing things. So very nice job, Pyfro. We also finally got a wood shop on the Inter Realms SMP. I feel like this has been asked for a really long time. So since day one, somebody has been asking Troj, of course, because Troj is the wood man, has been asking Troj to build a wood shop, and he's finally done it. So to go along with his shop called Stones, he has now created a shop called Sticks. Sticks has all of your wood needs and is a beautiful log cabin style build.
My only question is, when is he gonna build a shop called Words?
What would he sell at Words?
Books.
Oh, I like it. Trosh, there's your idea for your next shop. Because sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
He needs a bone shop too then. But he also, well, him and Sim have a shop technically. I'm going with this as Sim shop though. Nether Organic Shop, which came just in time because I was building and Terry wasn't here to help me gather anything. So I had to go buy wood because I didn't want to go myself. And it was done just in time. So if you need, was it warped and crimson wood? They have that.
Yep, and all the decorations to go with it. And from what I understand, Troj designed the build itself. Sim is really doing a lot of the stocking. And the shop is called Flame Tree, which I understand, and I don't know a lot about this, but there is a song called Flame Tree, and that is what inspired this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very cool. I know Troj said he doesn't do a lot of organic, so this was a little bit outside of his comfort zone, but I think it looks really good.
It's really good.
I think it looks awesome. I'm really excited to have now a couple of the different nether blocks available through that shop, through Brutus's garage sale, as well as for Rock and Stone from Doylan, which has been on the server for a long time. But between those three, I think we've got most of the nether blocks covered. Oh, and of course, we can't forget the actual ancient debris / netherite itself. Being sold in the candy shop. No, what's that called?
I'm pretty sure it's a candy shop.
There's a better name for it.
Hold, please. Sweet treats.
Yep, that's it.
Cayenne sweet treat shop, which is probably the richest one on the server, because every time I get enough diamonds, I go there and clean them out.
Yeah, so now we have all of the different things from the nether, which is really nice because you don't have to make a trip in there, put on gold, fight all the piglins and the hoglins and the endermen. You can just go to the shopping district and buy it.
What about Skulk, though? Because I haven't built any Skulk.
We do finally have a Skulk shop. And I think it was funny because somebody had said in our chat, oh, now all we need is a Skulk shop to be built. And what, 2 days later?
Yep.
Furridge built Scamp's Skulk Supplies. Wow, that is a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is.
Very cool version of the Warden. A build of the Warden that sells a bunch of Skulk supplies. Here's the description of it. Having left his older grumpy sibling in the deep dark, Scamp has headed to the surface to sell his wares. He built a mini Warden at the surface, selling all of the Skulk goods. Surprisingly, that's all the shops.
That was a lot of shops, and with that, there definitely has to be some base progress.
Absolutely right. You'd think that everybody was too busy working on shops to do anything else. No, of course not. This group of people is so dedicated to making sure they continue to work on things. So we had a lot of base progress, other progress updates from some of our players as well. Caffeinated Owl, finally finished her tree. So this is her main base, which is being built on a mushroom island. It's a portal / storage, and also the nether portal. Yes, and the nether tunnel is connected up to it. She's doing a lot of trees, and I found out that her main base theme this year is going to be organics. So trees and mushrooms and a lot of that kind of organic type stuff. So I'm really excited to see what she does.
Can we talk about her portal going into there? I think she's told everybody, right?
Maybe.
Well, I'm gonna do it. Her nether tunnel, when you go through it, is like Minecraft, average size. And then the point is, when you come out, you're supposed to feel like you get shrunk down to like pixie sized, because the tree is massive and the builds are gonna be massive.
Yeah, so all of her organics are going to be really huge to make you feel like you're
Terry sized.
sure Terry size, short and cute.
Speaking of cute, did you see the Hogwarts castle? Have you been to it yet?
Oh my gosh, I have not been to it. I've only seen pictures that Sim has been posting, but her Hogwarts castle looks incredible.
It's epic.
Do you know what she has gotten done this month?
A lot. Like, I think most of the castle, it looks like it's all there. She's been building a lot of it. I don't think she's got Hagrid's hut yet, but I think she's got a lot of the main castle itself up.
Yeah, I know she showed off in Discord some of the terraforming that she's been doing. So I think the path leading up to it with all custom terraforming. And then I think I asked about the greenhouses. And so she showed those off as well and used a bunch of copper in the greenhouse area, which looks amazing. I'm going to have to go over there and take a look at it for myself soon because wow.
It's so good.
You'd think that after being gone for so long, you know, I thought it was going to take her a long time to do this. And of course, Troj has got her on his build team. And so he's asking for all sorts of resources and everything. And she is just plugging away at her base.
You can't keep Sim down.
You cannot. Sim mod, best mod.
Yep.
We also had some good progress from Jurassic's continuing to work on his oil rig. So this time, and he showed this off in a recent video, he added and built a crane to kind of show that he's, moving some of these shipping crates around. He added a helicopter. So the helicopter pad was already there, but the actual helicopter above it is there now.
I need to cut in for a second. Not knowing that was there, because you come out his nether tunnel, the nether hub thing, and you come out at the helicopter, and I almost just straight down.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I came out of his portal and I was like, where am I? I was used to coming out on, a random portal on top of the oil rig. And I was like, where the heck am I? And I'm looking around and I'm inside of this helicopter. So it's cool that he put his portal in there. And then he's got the, you can fall down onto the helicopter pad and land safely. And then inside the middle of the helicopter pad, he's got a wind charge propelled upward propulsion so that you can actually get into the helicopter itself. He's
got a Troj button hidden. I didn't know that. I gotta go play with that.
Yep. So that way you don't have to, I think you have to have your elytra on still to glide into there, but you don't have to use rockets, which is pretty nice.
Well, this is going to lead to the next topic, but Troj has one of these, and you just stand on it, and I think it's a pressure plate or something. It just launches you up way high in the sky. I spent 12 minutes at Troj just launching myself in the air. It's so much fun.
You would do that. You would hyperfixate on that instead of helping him with what you actually went there for.
Yes. So we leveled this man's mountain and he started building it by himself. We leveled it. It took like 10 some odd beacons that we brought over and placed all around to level this thing, and had to move them like 6 times, and took us 2 or 3 streams, I think, and bought a load of pickaxes. Sim had so many pickaxes we had to heal every time. It was great.
Yeah, I think he said that it took him about 2 weeks total to get the mountain torn down.
Yeah, about that.
And what is he tearing down this mountain for?
He's building a new custom mountain, apparently. He didn't like that mountain, so he's building his own.
That makes total sense. Tear down a mountain to build another mountain.
Yeah.
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
There may have been a mega beacon there for a minute, but that's for later.
But he's making some real good progress as well. So his custom mountain is going up, and he's got quite a few layers already done.
Yeah, he does.
Very exciting. Also wanted to give an update on Pyfro and his, I guess you could call them bases. So if you don't know, Pyfro came into the server a little bit later. He wasn't around for the beginning. So what he decided to do is, instead of building one major base area, 1 mega base, whatever, he is doing a bunch of small hidden bases within other people's bases. So he is now up to, I believe, 5 hidden bases around the server. And I have been told that there is one in my area that I still have to look for.
So your next stream, we're finding it?
Yeah, coming to a stream near you soon. I'm going to have to find Pyfro's hidden base.
You know what makes me sad?
What?
Do you remember when Eleni drained her crater and wouldn't let me fill it?
Yes.
I really can't now because she's been working on it. It's almost done. I don't know what almost done. It's at a point where I can't fill it now.
It is looking really good, though.
I just wanted to fill it a little bit. That's all I wanted to do. But it looks really good. Like that's a lot of water removed.
Yeah, she has been digging out the entire crater, filling it in with custom blocks, and then she's been getting her bridge up and going as well, right?
Yep. I think it's most of the way. I think it's around 3 corners and almost done on the 4th corner angle.
She's still got a long way to go on her base, though. She designed her base before we got into World 4, into this world.
Oh.
And so I've seen some of the pictures and some of the creative streams that she did while she was designing it. You know, after she gets the crater done, she's got a whole floating island that goes above it.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
Can we take votes on who's going to be done before her and Chemist?
At this rate, it's probably going to be Chemist.
Well, let's do a 3-way because her, Chemist, and Troja's going to take forever too.
Yeah, there's a lot of major mega base work still going on. I know a lot of people ask us because we have been on World 4 for about 14 months now. A lot of people ask, you know, how much longer is this world going to go? How much longer? We still have got a lot of work to do. So I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon because people are going to want to finish their builds.
I've got half an island still to build on. I'm not even out of space yet.
Lots of work left to do. And I'll give a shameless plug to this as well. If any of our listeners are not already aware of this and are thinking, Inter Realms SMP sounds like a really cool place to be, you can apply to be on the server. What we ask is that you join our Discord and get to know us, chat a little bit, and then you can apply and it'll go up for a vote. So if you are interested, please make sure to join our Discord and start chatting with us.
Absolutely.
We love to see new chats. But speaking of Chemist, you mentioned Chemist's base. He has been making some major base progress as well. I know he was sick for the last week or so, but he did get some really good progress done on his base. I don't even know what to call this thing. It's a geometric...
Super Mega Base 3000.
Geometric Super Mega Base Copper...
3000.
3000.
You got to fit 3000 in there somewhere else. It's not massive.
All right, I love it. But he's been making some major base progress as well. So I know we've talked about his, mega base in the past and how big it is, but he's getting there. He's definitely getting there. So it'll be, like you said, it'll be interesting to see who gets done first, him, Eleni, or Droge.
I know I keep bringing this up, but Chemist had a living spreadsheet for his base, and that concerns me and is also the coolest thing I think I've seen.
That is a really cool way to do it.
Yes, it is.
A very nerdy but cool way to do it.
Yes. Speaking of nerdy faces, you want to talk about Naku's cave? I had to throw that one out there. So she's got what are they, like a deep dark cave? Is that what they're?
An ancient city.
So she's been doing caving and ceiling work, and apparently she's putting ores in the walls.
Yeah,
and
she's
a little bit of amethyst.
Decorating up all of the, I think, kind of the cave around the city itself. Some of the branches, the cave hallways, we'll call them. She's been decorating those up with different, ores, amethyst. What are the hanging glowberries? I don't know why I can never think of that word, but she's been adding a lot of those as well for lighting. So it looks really good. And then we've got, speaking of faces as well, we've got Thomas, who has been working on his, what he's calling the living castle. So I think we've mentioned this before, but he is building a castle that has a bunch of different faces on it. And in his last YouTube video, Thomas Thornton, the last YouTube video that he did, he was working on the redstone that goes into some of the faces. So they spit lava out, the faces themselves. Yeah. So I think that's his whole theme this month, or this world, is the faces, the living castle. And there's several different types of faces on the sides of it, which I think is pretty cool. He's really creative when it comes to like making people, animals, faces, that sort of, I don't know what you would call that, I guess living things. He's really good at putting those types of things into Minecraft, which you don't see a whole lot of.
He's the one that did the mouse thing at the beginning of the server, right? The mouse house?
Yep.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, and on previous servers, he's made some different big variations on the last, I think you've seen this, but on World 3, he had statues of Troge and Eleni at the Naughty or Nice game in the Christmas district.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like he does this a lot where he makes the people and the creatures. And like I said, I don't think we really have anybody else on the server that does that sort of thing.
We need statues.
We do need more statues. Enzyme's the only one I know of.
I have a statue of Mika.
Are you proud of that?
I am not. Sorry, Mika. I love it, but
He's bigger than your castle. I think it might be time to take him down.
he's on my campfire sitting spot. We could be sitting there hanging out, talking, and we can't now because his feet are in my way.
Rude.
Yeah.
Get the feet out of here.
Yeah, I'm the only one allowed to have feet on my castle, Mika.
I'll pass on your feet too.
That's rude. Fine then. Speaking of Mika, you missed this because you left again. There was trial chamber chaos. So originally Mika wanted keys for something to do with his adventuring thing. I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm not going to speak too much on it, but he needed keys. And so a bunch of us, and I missed a little bit of this. I woke up to people streaming this and they're going to do chaos. And I was like, hold on, I want to be part of this. So I asked them, like, yeah, you could come. Just like, they sent me the thing or whatever. So I ran over there. We were just raiding trial chambers for like, it was like 4 or 5 hours, some of us.
I bet that was so chaotic.
It was so chaotic. It was so fun. It's really easy to do those with 8 people. And there was so many hammers. I'm so like, I got a hammer, the hammer core, I think it is.
The heavy core.
Heavy core. Owl got a couple. Chemist was looking for books for some, so he got those. I got a heavy core, and I was like, well, I had one and I didn't really use it, so I gave it to Owl to give to Mummy for later, so that way she's got one. And then I got another one, so I've still got a heavy core.
I personally like the heavy cores because you can
Smack
trick
Diddy
Diddy with it.
Yeah.
And smash him with the mace.
That's the best clip ever. It's so good. Did he just turn around and whack?
Oh man, I felt so bad. But honestly, worth it.
It was so worth it.
Revenge for all the My Wife. My Wife!
Yes, all of that. That is not a good movie, Diddy. Stop watching it.
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I know we share some inside jokes and things like that here when we're talking about various different people and various different things, but that is one of Diddy's catchphrases, so much so that we have put it on a horn with one of the custom sound mods that we have on the server. We've put it on a horn so that we can prank people with the sound of him saying, "My wife."
It's because I love my wife. It's fine.
Insert that sound right here.
I will not.
My wife.
So you can see we have a lot of fun on the server. Speaking of, even though this month wasn't as crazy, as chaotic as last month with the pranks, we still had a few pranks pop up throughout this month. The Chaos War is not over yet.
So I told you earlier that I was helping Troge with his leveling of the mountain. And I stripped down my beacons because I've got, 10 beacons at my base. So I took those down, took them over to Sim. And he's like, okay, you can go clean it up now. Because there's I think there was 8 of them still or something. And all the iron for it. So I think, was I streaming? I don't know if I was streaming or not. I might have been. But we tore those all down. And one of my intrusive voices popped in. I think it was Doylan. Said, just make a mega beacon. Just make a really big beacon. And so I did.
Yeah, all the iron that we had and maybe a little bit more.
It was all of the iron used for, I'm going to say around 8 beacons, plus 2 trips to the iron farm to get more iron.
Yeah, and then you covered it in...
It was not full, though. I was told do not make it full, because that would be mean.
Yes, that's true. It's just the outside.
And it was lit up because that's just mean. But then, because America and whatnot, we covered it in red, white, and blue wool.
Yes, because chaos. Chaos crew for life.
Yep.
Red, white, and blue. Although, we won't talk about the fact that Australia's colors are also red, white,
They're
and
blue, white, they're blue, white, and red. It's different. No, wait, they're white, red, and blue. And then the UK is blue, white, and red. And we're red, white, and blue. It makes total sense.
Makes total sense. So you pranked Troge, and then...
There was no repercussions at all. There's not a giant kangaroo hanging outside of my portal.
Sure, I totally believe you.
It's massive. I'm so mad because it's so cool, but it spawns so many monsters.
Yes, from what I have heard, that was part of the prank, was leaving it unlit as a mob farm for you.
Yeah, It's not bad. The creepers really help give me gunpowder.
Have you lit it up yet?
No.
Of course not.
I don't have torches.
Of course not. So I know you had the giant kangaroo that was built at your base then in Retribution. And then I saw that Diddy and Sling may have had a hand in trying to get back at Troj a little bit. We won't talk about how it kind of pranked you in the meantime as well, but they stashed the kangaroo. So they added a very fancy mustache to it, as well as very derpy eyes.
Wait, hold on. Did they do the tongue also?
And a tongue.
The tongue is the greatest part of that.
The tongue was actually the last piece that they did. It was kind of put on as an afterthought.
It's the best.
It is the best. I think it makes it look that much more derpy.
It looks like my dog, and I love it. That's the reason it's not down yet.
Your poor dog. She's adorable, by the way, everybody. His dog is absolutely adorable, but he likes to pick on her.
I do. She's so spoiled.
I do love the kangaroo that got stashed, though. And apparently you were part of most of the pranks this month. Because you also, and I think this happened a lot earlier in the month, but you didn't find it until later in the month.
I don't pay attention.
So here's what happened, everybody. SB started having chickens pop up in his nether portal area. So if you haven't seen...
In the dragon's mouth specifically.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen his nether portal, he's got a big dragon head that the nether portal is in. So it's inside of the head. He started seeing a lot of these chickens pop up. And then, of course, some of them make their way into the actual nether as well. So what would happen is SB would come in and kill all of the chickens and then come back in later and more chickens were there. And I'll tell you, it was so funny as someone who knew what was happening the entire time.
How dare you?
Watch him be so confused. So this went on for weeks. And I imagine you were probably getting pretty frustrated, more and more chickens. And I remember one day towards the end of this, I hopped onto the server, we were hanging out, and you said, okay, Enzyme is the only one that's on the server right now. I killed all of the chickens, and now there are more. It has to be Enzyme.
Enzyme was also sneaking around my base at this time. I saw him on the map.
That's fair.
I was so confused.
I said to SB, I said, are you sure it's not something that might be automated? And he's like, no. I've looked everywhere. I've looked everywhere. I can't. It's not here. I can't find it.
Except the one place it was.
Well, you might want to look a little bit harder. So come to find out, Troj had built in a chicken. I think there was a chicken in it, right? That was laying the eggs. And then the dispenser was on a timer.
There was a stack of chickens laying eggs. There was not one. There was a bunch.
So then the eggs that came through into the dispenser were on a timer so that they would get popped down from the ceiling every so often. And so all these chickens would spawn on a regular timer. So it was all happening automatically. So then SB found it. He got rid of it. I told Troj that he finally found it. And him and Sim thought it would be funny to then grab a couple shulker boxes full of eggs and manually spawn a bunch of chickens in there just to drive you a little crazy.
It was the worst timing, though. Well, the food was great. For that, like, 3 weeks, I didn't have to, like, get food or anything. It was the best. Food was just delivered. But I just started, and this will be covered next month probably, just started my nether portal tunnel. The nether side of my tunnel, because Terry said it wasn't safe, so I had to do it. And I had all of my resources on me when I was killing these chickens, and I've got Sweeping Edge and forgot about that and smacked the whatchamacallit dudes that rage quit and killed me.
Oh no.
Like 3 times. It was not fun. And of course,
yikes.
I killed them, and they're wearing my armor. My Thorns armor.
Oh, the piglins.
Yup.
Yeah.
So Doylan was nice enough. He came over, and there was 3 lines of these guys. We killed them and brought them out, and then killed them and brought them out. And it's like 3 times of clearing those guys out. There was so many.
Oh, was it the zombified piglins?
Yes, the passive mob ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were all coming after you in hordes and lines. Oh my gosh.
But I got my stuff back, and I got my nether tunnel done, so it's all good.
Good. Well, glad to hear that. It was, I'll tell you, from the outside, knowing what was happening, that was a pretty good prank.
How dare you?
Props to Troj on that one.
I will be immortalizing this somehow with a chicken head once I get one.
I love it. Can you make it so that it says, la 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 la?
But before we do that, You almost forgot. I can see Mika's base from my kangaroo, and there was a floating tennis ball. Can you explain this?
A tennis ball. That's so funny. So for those who don't know, Mika's persona on Twitch is a wolf, so a dog. And I think they were trying to make him play fetch with the tennis ball.
That was very weird, seeing a tennis ball floating for no reason.
I love these little pranks that come up. All of these right there, except the kangaroo, and even the beacon too. Those are big, but these little pranks they're awesome. I love them.
I might move the kangaroo, but the kangaroo's staying somehow.
Yeah, the kangaroo is pretty impressive.
It is.
I love it. I hope the pranks continue into June, but that's pretty much all we got for May 2025. Like I said, it was still very busy. Even though I wasn't around to take part, that's okay. The server stayed busy. It keeps on moving whether or not I'm there. But I'm really happy to see all of this progress. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of this stuff I have not seen myself yet. So I'm going to get back on the server and make sure I check it all out. Thanks, everybody, for listening to today's podcast and being here with us. We appreciate you all for sticking with us and listening to, I believe this is our 6th episode so far since you and I took over as hosts, and this has been a really fun experience. So we appreciate all of the support. Please let us know in the comments on the YouTube video or on wherever you're listening to this podcast if we missed anything and what your favorite shop is so far, or if we're missing any shops.
Or if we should open a shop ourselves.
Yeah, you and I need to get on that and make some more shops added to the shopping district.
You maybe.
Absolutely. Well, until next month, y'all, we will see you then and hope you have a good June. Bye, Sim!
Bye, Sim!
This has been a production of the Inter Realms Podcast Network. For more information, go to podcast.interrealmssmp.com. You can see the full link in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening.